Good evening, parents. Welcome to our class of 2021 presentation about graduation. I'm going to let Bonds take over first.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I am so glad to be here this evening to give you some updated information as it relates to our class of 2021 graduation. I want you guys to know that Dr. Lett, as well as Mr. Bonds, Ms. Beist, Mr. Hose, and the entire graduation team have been working really hard to make sure that this event is as awesome as we can make it under the circumstances. And I feel like we're doing a pretty decent job of trying to create an experience that you guys will enjoy. I will tell you that as of right now, and when I say as of right now, I mean as of today, the 15th at 6:34, I can give you some dates and times, but I want to be very clear. These are tentative. I'm 90% sure that this is how our graduation will roll out, but I want to stress that this is tentative, and of course, anything may change. But as of right now, we are looking at graduation for May 22nd, 10 o'clock a.m. May 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. as of right now. At this time, the venue is going to be at Wolf Creek. We are doing everything possible to make sure that our venue is at Wolf Creek. Can that change at the last minute? Yes, absolutely it can. But as of right now, our venue is at Wolf Creek Amphitheater. In keeping with Wolf Creek's practices for social distancing, at this time, we are only allowed to give 2 tickets per student. Again, at this time, we are only allowed to give 2 tickets per student. And that is so that we are being compliant with Wolf Creek's social distancing practice. So again, May 22nd, Wolf Creek Amphitheater, 10 o'clock a.m., 2 tickets per student. This is where we stand right now. That may change. I'm hoping it does not. But of course, if it does, you know that we will update you as soon as we can. All right. I know that you guys have a lot of questions. I will be sure to follow the chat and communicate with Ms. Beist and answer your questions. Good Lord, my text is already starting to blow up. I will make sure that get those questions to you. I'm sorry, those answers to you as quickly as I can. All right. Thank you, guys.
We're having some technical difficulties here as well, but I'm going to try to do this the best that I can. We are going to answer, hopefully, most of your questions through this presentation. This is all keeping in mind that everything works out with Wolf Creek. So again, fingers crossed, this is the plan to be our graduation venue. Dr. Lett and I walked the premise along with the other 4 South Fulton County schools, and it is a very, very nice venue. So we are excited about this. So yeah, this is our tentative May 2021 calendar. Senior finals will be the week of the 4th through the 7th. So those will be the last days of class. Senior clearance day will consist of about 2 senior clearance days. And I have the schedule for that in a little bit. Then we will have rehearsal for those who are trying to be a part of the crowd and those who have speeches. We will do that the 12th and 17th. Our plan is for the 18th to take a big class photo on the field per future graduate's request. It will not be out on the field. It'll be up in the stadium. They will be socially distant, but they'll all be in their cap and gown, socially distant in the stands. we'll get a big official class photo, and we're also going to try to do a drone shot of them as well. And then immediately following that on the field, we will have graduation rehearsal at 10:30. And then again, we plan on having official graduation rehearsal at Wolf Creek at 1 p.m. And then following that, again, Saturday at 10 a.m. on the 22nd is hopefully our graduation. For Wolf Creek, masks will be mandatory for all graduates, faculty, families, and staff on site. Now, if they are singing or speaking, they will be able to take their masks off at that point, but otherwise, masks are mandatory the entire time. The venue will be cleaned and disinfected before and after the ceremony. Parking will be free. Again, having issues. Parking will be free. But understand that some of the parking can be farther away, so just be prepared to walk. So I wouldn't wear high heel shoes or anything like that, especially if you're a guest, just because you might potentially be walking a distance. Sorry, guys. Online version's not working too well. Okay, let me change this up. I'm going to do the desktop version. Okay, graduates will be required to arrive at TCHS at 8 a.m. to be bused to the venue. All graduates, again, all graduates will be bused to the venue that morning. After the ceremony, they have the option to ride back on the bus or ride home with parents. But we are requiring for all graduates to be bused to the venue that morning. No balloons and coolers. However, you may bring lawn chairs, blankets, and umbrellas. After the ceremony, to pick up diplomas, any additional awards that were given out at graduation, we are going to do kind of like a drive-through parade kind of thing. Not really a parade. I don't know how to exactly describe it, but a drive-through pickup. But also having a spot for your families to get out of the car and take a quick photo. We'll have a nice backdrop that Mr. Hose will design for us. And yeah, so if your last name starts A through I, you will come from the front of the building and go down Bulldog Boulevard that way. If your last name is J through Z, you will come through Hare Street from the Magnet Building side and go down Bulldog Boulevard. So you'll stop, get your diploma, get any other awards that we have, go down further, and there will be a spot to do family photos. Mainly doing this because it's just, we want to have like a nicer spot for you guys to be able to do this, and it's just easier to do it off-site. We can take longer than we could on the side of Wolf Creek. This is the price breakdown for senior dues. So senior dues are going to be $175. If you already paid your $35 at the beginning of the year, then you only owe $140. So yearbooks is taking up about $40 per senior. Tickets and programs, pearls and ties, the venue, buses, awards, other items we need for graduation like tents and chairs and that kind of stuff are included. And then $25 from the initial senior dues we had at the beginning of the year went towards shirts, lanyards, masks, and a few of the senior events that we had. So that is the price breakdown. There is not an option to only pay for one thing and not another. It's all one package. So again, it's $175. If you paid the original $35, all you have to pay now is $140. And that has already been placed online to pay through OSP. Stimulus checks are coming out, so just keep that in mind. I know that this is last minute. We're in March already. But thankfully, you know, we have some extra cash coming in to kind of help pay for graduation. Student ID is required on OSP. All you do is go to tricitieshigh.org. In the first tile on the left, you'll see online payment system. You will click on that. Look for class of 2021 senior dues. You click on the words, not the box. That's where people get confused. Click on the words, class of 2021 senior dues, and then you'll either choose 175 or that should say 140. So depending on if you already paid the 35 or not. Again, you will need to use a student ID. A lot of you already paid the original 35, so you'll just have to re-log in. And the deadline to pay for senior dues is going to be April 2nd so that we can put the down payment on the things that we need to pay for graduation. Cap decorating. Caps and gowns. Seniors will be able to get their caps and gowns on clearance day in May. So after they get cleared for media center, magnet dues, senior dues, academics, all of that, they will then get their graduation tickets. They'll get some other stuff like their cords if they are part of an honors program, and then they will then go see Herb Jones for their cap and gown. At this point, they will get their cap, and they are free to decorate it. Miss Hollins and I will send out a Microsoft form for students to upload a design of their photo to get approved prior to them actually working on their cap. We just want to make sure that there's no gang, drug, violent association, no profanity, any of that on there. We've never had an issue in the past, knock on wood, but we just want to see the design prior to them actually decorating it and having to pay for it, an additional cap. So these are the cap decorating requirements. For the most part, we've never really had an issue. Graduation attire for females. Black dress, short or long sleeve, doesn't matter. It does need to be appropriate length. You may wear dress pants or skirt with a black blouse. Black dress shoes, no stilettos. You may wear wedges. Just understand that you will be walking, and you will be walking possibly up and down stairs. And if you're not comfortable in heels, please do not choose graduation to be the first time that you wear wedges. Again, do not wear stilettos, but even if it's your first time wearing wedges, don't choose graduation to be your first time wearing wedges. We do not want you to fall on stage. You will receive your white stud pearl earrings and necklaces. That comes with your tickets at clearance day. No other jewelry will be allowed. We want it all looking uniformal. Class rings and a watch may be worn. Just both females and males, make sure that your hairstyles let you wear your cap. Cap is kind of like the big thing at graduation, so just want to make sure that your hair will allow you to wear a cap on it. So make sure like bun height and all of that will fit where your cap is. Only Honor Society cords are able to be worn at graduation. This includes Mu Alpha Theta, National Honor Society, Beta, Art NHS, Spanish NHS, Dance NHS, Thespian, Magnet Medallions, Top 10 Medallions, Pathway Completions, SGA, and Skills USA. Again, you will receive these honor cords either from your club sponsor or at clearance day. So if you want to know when you are going to receive your honors cords, please reach out to your sponsor, Miss Hollins, Mr. Hose, Ms. Bice, Mr. Bonds. We are not in charge of those Honor Society cords. So you will need to reach out to your club sponsor. Males, dress black slacks, longer short sleeved white dress shirts, black dress shoes, black socks, solid red tie or bow tie, which again, that will be provided to you. No earrings. You may wear your class ring and watch. Again, just make sure your haircut will fit your cap. No cell phones, iPods, purses, gum chewing, headphones, sunglasses, shades, any of that are allowed on stage for graduation. So, you know, give them to your family to have. So when you get off once the ceremony is done, they'll have it for you. Okay, senior clearance. So this is the time when seniors are cleared for graduation. So this will happen on Bulldog Boulevard. Students will arrive to the school between 9:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. on May 10th or 11th. There is a schedule following this slide that tells you when you need to attend. This is when you get your cap and gown, your tickets, pearls, ties, all of that. Masks are required along with usual social distancing requirements. So this is the schedule for that. You will find your last name, and that will tell you the day and time that you will arrive on Bulldog Boulevard. So if you work or whatever, please go ahead and get that day and time off now so that you can be officially clear for graduation. We are doing this because COVID is still around, and we want to make sure that everybody is safe when it comes to senior clearance. So again, we'll send this out later on. If you want to take a picture, you are welcome to do that. But again, based on last name, you'll find the date and time of being cleared for graduation. And yeah. Last thing before we get to some slides where we need some information. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., we have for alumni of Tri-Cities High School, recent graduates who have already experienced different things with college and not going to college, and some advice that they have for the class of 2021, some mistakes that they have made that they don't want the current senior class to make. We have a student who is currently going to an HBCU school and can talk about what it's like going to an HBCU school. We have a student who went through financial difficulties her freshman year of college and how she was able to get around some of that. We have another graduate who is currently playing basketball for a college, so can talk about dealing with sports and school all at the same time, and that it's not quite what it's cracked up to be, and some difficulties he had there. And then we also have a graduate who went the entrepreneurial side and can talk about not going to high school and what he's done to be successful. And then Mr. Bonds is also going to talk about some things that he dealt with in his college experience as well. So that'll be at 11. Third period's really long, so we're going to start out with this, and then they'll attend normal third period classes after that. All right. If you will please type in this URL or scan the QR code. We will also send this out on Remind, but this is the Village Photography link. This is how you will get the photographs from graduation. So we have a professional company every year. They always take photos, really great photos of the graduates walking across stage. And this is the way that you can see those photos. And so we will put this in the chat. I'm not going to leave it here too long. But again, this is the only way you are going to receive those photos from graduation. Otherwise, they're not going to know how to get them to you. Again, we'll put this in the chat. This is a survey we need to know about graduation. A, do you plan on attending graduation, or do you plan on your child attending graduation? B, when it comes to rehearsal for graduation, students have the option to drive themselves to the venue or take a bus. We need to know so we can go ahead and reserve buses for that. And then for the ceremony itself, like I said, all graduates will be bused to the ceremony, but afterwards we need to know, are they going to ride back on the bus with us, or are they going to go home with family? Again, just so we know how much or how many buses we need to book for that. So again, we'll put this in the chat for you. You can scan the QR code as well, but we need this completed ASAP. And last but not least is the senior slideshow. These are examples of stuff that you can post. It's anything from freshman through senior year. You and your friends, please, we want everybody well represented. So make sure that you upload at least one photo so you are included in this senior slideshow. It's always just really, really fun to watch. You'll have it forever. It'll be posted to our Tri-Cities YouTube channel. And so you'll be able to look back on this in 30 years and reminisce your 4 years at Tri-Cities High School. And that's what we have so far. So now we will take some questions. Collins, do we have any questions we need to talk about?
Hey, I'm answering them in the live and published section. If we want, we can talk about a couple of them out loud because some people may not see the published questions and they may have that question still. What are your thoughts?
Okay. Will you go through that, please?
Sure. The first question was how many tickets? Just to be clear, each student at this time will receive 2 tickets for graduation. This may change depending on how things progress with the virus, but as of today, we can confirm that you will be allowed 2 tickets. Also in the live Q&A section, I posted the link, the direct link for OSP to pay for your senior dues. We had another question asking, will it be live? If graduation takes place at Wolf Creek, the venue will be live streaming the graduation. We will provide that link to the live stream when it becomes available. We had another question that asked whether or not they can be made aware if they paid the initial $35. I just listed your email. I'm assuming that's okay. You can just email Ms. Bice at biceA@fultonschools.org and we'll be happy to get you updated on that status. I do encourage you also to check your email. Typically, when you pay for something through OSP, they always send you a confirmation email. So even if you search OSP, you may be able to see whether or not that payment was confirmed. Couple more questions. What is the backup plan if it rains? If there is a thunderstorm, so if there is lightning and thunder, we do have a contingency plan. Now, if it's just like a light drizzle, a light rain, hey, we're gonna get rained on, but pray for the best. With that being said, graduation will happen at a later date if there is a thunderstorm. Like Mr. Bond said before, we are not 100% sure that it will be at Wolf Creek Amphitheater. We are pretty sure, but we're not 100% sure. If it's at Wolf Creek, that date will be the following week. We're still working out the final logistics with that. If the graduation is on the field or at another venue, obviously the date may be changed.
I have another question. If there is going to be a ceremony, why do they need to pick up the diplomas at the school? Because multiple schools are graduating at the venue at the same time. We only have a certain amount of time at the venue. And so we are going back to Tri-Cities for them to get the diplomas. Traditionally, every graduation ceremony, when they walk across stage, they get their diploma cover. They don't get their diploma. We never hand out the diploma through the ceremony. It's always the diploma cover, and then we pass out the diplomas after. And so it'll be easier, and we'll have more time passing out diplomas at the school, along with any additional awards, and giving families the opportunity to take pictures as a family with the kids in cap and gowns. Another question was, can you bring your own photographer? And the answer is no. They're not going to be able to get close enough to the stage to take photos. If you have a large amount of students not attending, can people with larger families have more tickets? We will let you know once we find out what we're looking like. We promise we will make sure that we're not holding back people from attending if possible. Hollins, do you see anything else?
Nope, I think everything is covered.
Mr. Bonds, do you have any final words?
No, Bias. I think you did a great job.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much for attending. This was recorded, so we will post this on Remind either tonight or tomorrow morning. It just depends on how long it takes for it to load, and we'll put it on the YouTube channel as well as send it on Remind along with the additional links. So thank you guys so much for attending and have a great night.
Bye, guys.